Okay, hi everyone. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, it is now 11 a.m. and we are now kicking off the semifinals. It's been okay. So yes, so yeah, the A2SV Generative AI for Africa Hackathon has been running for quite some time now, and yeah, I would like to start by congratulating the semifinalists for coming this far. And I mean, today is going to be very short and concise, so it's all about the semifinals kickoff. So what our participants should expect for the semifinals, what awaits them, and we'll also be going over an overview of what awaits us about today's event. So yes, to start off, we're going to be receiving an opening speech by our founder and CEO, We are back. Sorry for the connection issue. Yes, and then we'll be receiving the best practices from our founder and CEO. Again, since he has had exposure in top tech companies and what the best practices are when it comes to project preparation, we'll be receiving the best practices. And we will also have our Group 1 A2SV members who apparently are hired in the top tech companies, and they will be giving us our advisory insights. We have two guests for you today, special guests. They will be introducing themselves, and we'll also be going over that. And finally, we'll receive our conclusive remarks by our senior member, Mr. Alper Gusher. So without further ado, I would like to invite our CEO and founder of A2SV, Emre Varol, who has been a former software engineer at Google, Liftoff, and Palantir. Emre, please come to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Takim. First off, team, this is a really exciting moment because we are organizing such kind of a continent-wide hackathon for the first time. And so far, what we have seen is this continent has an amazing potential. We have so many brilliant young technologists all over the continent, from the south, east, center, west, north. all over the continent, we have brilliant minds who are keen to apply this transformative technology of generative AI to make an impact in Africa. So I would like to quickly remind how did this journey begin and how did we reach to the semifinal stage. So we started with getting applications, and we have received over 3,700 applications. This is a lot. And these applications are made from 47 different countries of Africa. We have 54 countries in total. So this is an amazing coverage. We have received over 500 ideas, and we had to choose 165 of them so that we can provide the necessary support through our mentors. So these 165 projects, they have been part of 2 days of quarterfinals a few weeks ago. And they tried to show the potential of their idea by building some prototypes, making some designs, making a push a little over 2 days to show what they have. And eventually, it wasn't easy to choose from 110 teams who have finished the quarterfinals. But we had to make some tough decisions to choose the 40 most promising teams to proceed to the semifinals. And today, here we are kicking off this amazing Hacker League with all these brilliant people. I would like to remind everybody that we can do this in Africa for Africa by using transformative technologies such as generative AI. We can change people's lives. We can move people out of poverty. We can make them healthier. We can provide higher quality education. This can touch the millions of lives living in this continent, which is not the future of this continent, but the future of the world. We know that the populations are declining in the developed world. And this elder population, like today's mid-age people are going to be elder in the near future, have to be supported with the young generation's force, drive, innovation, and production. So here we are to show the world that this is already happening in Africa. It is not the future, it is now. So this is in our hands. I would like to remind everybody who is part of this organization as an advisor, as a mentor, as a participant, most importantly, as a participant, that it's in our hands. We can show the world what Africa can do for Africa. We are not hopeless. We don't always need aids. We can do things by ourselves for ourselves. We need some guidance. We need some support. And as A2SV, we are here to provide this to you. So this is not going to happen by itself, though. Remember, we all need to put our hands under the stone. That's how we say it in Turkish. We all need to do our deeds. Participants, realize that without your constant push, without your consistent time dedication, this organization is not going to be successful. Advisors, without your guidance, without your leading, our teams may not be able to find the best ways. Because to find the best ways, you have gone through some worse ways. Through experience, you have learned what is the best. And this is the time to share this and use it for African problems. So, everybody, I would like to conclude my speech by making you realize the potential of this transformative technology. When we apply generative AI for education, we can educate millions of young generation with a better quality education. When we apply to help lot better and more accurate decisions, which can save lives. When we apply this transformative technology to agriculture, we can increase the yield of the farms for which about 80% of the continent is currently relying on, sometimes in the orders of magnitude. We have seen this in the developed world. With the help of technology, we can run this continent out of poverty very rapidly. And this hackathon and these projects can be the great of what we can achieve. Thank you very much. Dagim, back to you.
Thank you, Emre. All right. Thank you so much, Emre. Yes. So I would like to invite Feruz, our community head of education, and also a person who is part of the organization of the hackathon, to the stage to give us the projects and categories, what the projects are, and what categories they have been categorized in. So Feruz, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Feruz. I am the lead of community education. So for those of you who don't know what the community education is, it is the entry pass to A2SV. So I am the lead of that education squad, and I'm also one of the organizers of this hackathon. So today, I'll be presenting you about the projects and categories we have. So let's start from data analysis and decision making. These are the projects focused on data analysis, insight generation, and decision support using AI. Some of our projects are AfriData and Access, a team of 5 from Mauritius. Then we have Business Analyst Intelligence, a team of 3 from Kenya. Then we have WikiGPT, a team of 3 from Ethiopia. Then we have Lasta. A team of 4 from Ethiopia. And we have ArcAid, a team of 5 from South Africa, Tunisia, and Nigeria. So let's go to our second category. These are going to be communication and accessibility. We have these projects aim to improve communication, including telemedicine, language translation, and urban navigation for visually impaired, for example. For this communication accessibility category, we have Assister, a team of 5 from Ethiopia. Then we have VisaBid, a team of 3 from Cameroon. We have MailQA, a team of 3 from Kenya. We have InnovateX, a team of 5 from Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Kenya. So let's go to our next category. These are going to be entertainment and creativity. These projects leverage AI for creative purposes like music generation, storytelling. Some of our projects are Vega, a team of 3 from Ethiopia. We have Storycraft, a team of 5 from Kenya. And we have Little Vision, a team of 5 from Kenya. Our next category is going to be legal. These are projects that are related to legal assistance, including legal chatbots, document creations, and summarization of legal content. Some of our projects in this category are Endarasi, a team of 5 from Ethiopia. We have Logboat Express, a team of 3 from Zimbabwe. And Lawsuit, a team of 3 from Uganda and Tunisia. Our other category is healthcare. This is the sector where you'll be saving many lives as well as addressing healthcare and well-being challenges. Some of our projects are Health Hub, a team of 4 from Tunisia. We have Boca, a team of 4 from Nigeria. We have Neurogen AI, a team of 5 from Ethiopia. We have Notch AI, a team of 3 from Nigeria. We have Pathfinder, a team of 3 from Democratic Republic of Congo. We have ClearSight, a team of 5 from Ethiopia. And FameCycle, a team of 4 from Rwanda and South Sudan. So, Our next category is going to be agriculture. These are projects that focus on enhancing agriculture practices and agriculture outcomes through AI, including for farmer crop optimization, agriculture data analysis, you name it. Some of our projects are AgriGenX, a team of 5 from Mauritius. We have AgriSense, a team of 5 from Kenya and Nigeria. We have SoilSmart, a team of 5 from Ethiopia, Kenya, and Ghana. We have StudyHack, a team of 3 from Malawi, Nambia, and Kenya. We have AgriBot, a team of 5 from Zimbabwe, Algeria, Sudan, and Zambia. Our next category would be education. These are projects that aim to improve education through AI, such as personalized learning apps, interactive learning tools, and educational content creations. Those projects are going to be Yeni AI, a team of 3 from Zambia. We have QuizMe, a team of 5 from Ethiopia. We have Kurio, a team of 5 from Algeria. We have the Architect AI, a team of 5 from Ethiopia. We have CogniPaz, a team of 5 from Tunisia and Cameroon. We have Tarifa, a team of 3 from Ethiopia. We have Milito, a team of 5 from Ethiopia. We have Studera, a team of 3 from Malawi and Nigeria. And we have SmartNote, a team of 3 from Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Togo. So, what's going to be our next category? Personal assistance. These are projects providing personalized recommendation assistance, such as book recommendations and roadmap creations for different purposes. Some of our projects in this category are Resume AI, a team of 5 from Ethiopia. The other is Bookfinder, a team of 3 from Kenya. Then we have Finfino, a team of 5 from Kenya. And last but not least, a team of 4 from Morocco, My Way, are projects that we have for the semifinals. That's all, team. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Ferouz. Okay, now we will have another part of our community member who is also head of community education, also organizer of the hackathon. We will be having another overview about the semifinals and the scheduling and the timeline. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Bamnat Bakala. I'm one of the head of community education. So I'll be giving you the general overview of what will happen after today. So the semifinal will start today. So starting from September 19 to October 28th, we'll be conducting the semifinal. So during these semifinals, we'll have a continued guidance from advisors to help refine the top 14 projects that are the part of the semifinal. So you guys will have the chance to refine what you have done during the quarterfinal. So on October 30, we'll have the announcement of the top 8 projects that will be the part of the grand finale. So out of the 40 projects that are currently participating in the semifinal, we'll have top 8 projects, which will be the part of the grand finale. So we'll be announcing that result on October 13th. So the grand finale will be conducted starting from November 12th to November 13th. So top 8 teams which have been selected during the process of the semifinal are flown to Ethiopia to compete for a total prize pool of $30,000 and other prizes which will be in kind. So to dive into the semifinal part, these projects, you guys will have enough time for project refinement and development. So we will have around 6 weeks of time. So during this time, each project will get the chance to refine what they have done in the quarterfinal, so that they will increase the quality of the projects and meet certain standards. And you will not be doing this alone. They will be having experienced advisors from top tech companies. So to clarify this part, we'll have 2 types of advisors. The first one are dedicated advisors for each project. So every project in the semifinal will have at least one dedicated advisor that will follow them, assist them, and guide them throughout this 6-week period of time. And we'll have another sets of advisors, pools of advisors that will be supporting projects rotationally. So these advisors will not be dedicated to a single project, but they will be giving guidance for projects in a rotational based of manner. So our advisors are, as I said, experienced advisors from top tech companies. Some of them are from Google, Bloomberg, LinkedIn, and other top tech companies. So yeah, during the semifinal, in order to track the progress of each projects, we'll have a checkpoint, weekly checkpoint submission. So this weekly checkpoint submission may contain different kind of fields in the week. So most probably in the first weekly checkpoint submission, we'll be asking you your plan, what you are trying to do to refine during the semifinal, and in the others, we may be asking you the progress that you guys have made so far. So we'll track the progress of each project based on this weekly submission. So I would like to remind the participants here to submit these weekly checkpoints on time and in well-organized manner. So projects that fail to show a consistent progress during the semifinal may face the chance of being eliminated. So this is just one thing to be cautious of. So try to submit your weekly submissions on time and try to refine your projects during this 6 weeks of time. So don't say like we'll be doing this on the last week or on the last 2 weeks. We need to see some progress in each week. So yeah, bear that in mind. So yeah, after all this, as I mentioned earlier, we'll have our final announcements on October 30th. So based on the checkpoints, the weekly checkpoints that you guys have submitted so far, based on the feedbacks that we'll be getting from your advisors and other rotational advisors, we'll be selecting top 8 teams from the 14 teams that are currently participating in the semifinal, and those results will be announced on October 30th. So, as I said, the grand finale will be conducted in Ethiopia. So, an all-expense paid 2-day in-person event will be conducted in Ethiopia. So, projects, those top 8 projects will have the chance to present their projects to distinguished jury, honorable guests, and other media outlets in Abroad Library, one of the biggest libraries in Africa. So, yeah, this will be how we will be conducting the grand finale. So if you guys have any questions so far, you guys can raise it now. So do we have any questions in the meeting as well? Okay, one question here.
Are there going to be limitations in the middle of the process before the end of the semifinals?
So could you repeat it louder?
Are there going to be limitations? I don't know if I understood.
Okay, so Isaac asked, are there going to be eliminations during the semifinals, right? So yeah, we won't be eliminating teams during the semifinals unless they fail to show continuous progress. So we'll be selecting the top 8 teams finally after the semifinal is concluded. But during these times, if a project, as I said, fail to show progress, they will be eliminated. But other than that, we won't be having any elimination. So in the meeting, I am seeing someone raise their hand. So please continue. Okay, maybe.
Hi. I wanted to ask that, are you choosing the top 8 teams according to the categories that you gave us, or just randomly the top 8?
All right. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that question, please?
Okay. I said, are the top 8 teams being chosen according to the categories, or just from everyone? The top 8 teams are going to come from the whole bunch, or you're going to be judging us according to the categories that you gave us?
Yeah, I got your question. So the top 8 teams will not be selected from the categories that we just weighted. We just showed you the categories because we found some projects that are working in some certain areas and other projects working in others. So we just want to show that. The selection will not be based on that. We'll be selecting top 8 projects from all over the 14 projects, not just based on their, not just from the categories. I hope that will answer your question. All right, so
I think you can see the queue,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
So June, you may continue.
Do we get to have a review, or are we allowed to ask the judges who reviewed our projects for their specific feedback and to know why we ranked, or just simply what our score sheets were, if that exists?
Oh, okay. So regarding the feedbacks during the semifinals, you will also get feedbacks from your advisors. You will have a consistent feedback during the semifinals. But after the semifinal is concluded, we will give you some feedback as well why it's not selected if you don't make it for in the top 8 teams. If you make it, congratulations, we'll continue. But if you don't, we'll be also providing feedbacks why that is the reason.
And from the top 8, who's, let's say, out of the top 8, 4 teams are picked to win the prizes. What about the other teams? Do they get exposure to further their ideas to the hackathon's partners?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, not only the top 8 teams will get the exposure, all of the projects that are currently in the semifinals will get somewhat media exposure through our media outlet, A2SV media outlets. The top 8 teams, as I said earlier, will get the chance to present their projects for the juries, for honorable guests, and also other media outlets in the that will be present during the event. So we'll get back to the prizes and some of the benefits that you guys will get by being part of this hackathon after this one. But yeah, all of you guys, all of the top 8 teams will get the media exposure as well.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? So Strat said, what are the criteria used to filter the projects for the final? Okay, regarding those criteria, we are not going to be disclosing them right now, but we'll tell you through your advisor. So you should have regular communication with your advisor so that you can adjust your projects to those criteria. All right. Any more questions, guys? All right. If that's the case, thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, Bemnet, for that brief explanation about the semifinals and what awaits our fellow participants. And now, moving forward, we're going to be going to the advisors' insights. So these are, I would like to start by inviting Lydia Gashodanna. She is a software engineer at Google, also a Group 1 A2SV alumni. So even from personal experience, Lydia and the person who's going to come next have also been my mentors throughout my journey in A2SV and throughout my career so far. So I'm pretty sure you guys will have a lot to hear from Lydia, and please make sure to take that to heart. Lydia, please come to the stage.
hello everyone. My name is Lydia. I'll be one of the advisors for these semifinals. I'm really excited to be part of this really interesting competition. I was really excited when I saw the huge number of projects that people thought of that use generative AI, and it was really cool to see the brilliant ways that it could actually be applied. And I can't wait to see the projects actually completed and making a difference in Ethiopia. And I wish the best of luck to everyone to be able to achieve what you've planned and actually make the difference that you want to make. To give more of an introduction about myself, I have been part of A2SV for the past 4 years. And right now I'm a full stack software engineer at Google. And I would say the last 4 years have been like the most educational in my life. I've learned a lot since the beginning, since I started in A2SV, not just in terms of technical knowledge, but also in terms of how to collaborate with people, how to actually work on projects, and a lot of different soft skills that I think really have shaped me into becoming the software engineer I am right now. And I've really discovered that being a software engineer is not just about the technical knowledge, but also a vast area of different other skills. And I'm really thankful for A2SV for teaching me so many of them, because I got a chance here to be a part of different projects and also to lead some teams. And that has been a really good experience. And the past year at Google has been really eye-opening. I would say the whole year was just, for me, it felt like a whole degree, to be honest, because I learned so much that I didn't even know about before. But if I was to choose one thing, I would say the main thing I've learned is that processes are really important for us to achieve whatever we're planning. So at Google, for example, we could be working on like a very, very small add-on to a feature, but even that would go through so many processes. And I was lucky enough to launch a feature a few months ago, and after I launched it, I was so worried that something was going to happen. I was like always just glued to my laptop, just waiting for some kind of notification telling me something went wrong or some bug is there, but nothing happened. And the reason nothing happened is because we went through the processes really well, and everything that could have gone wrong was caught in each step in the process. So at each step, we were very sure about what we were doing, and we were handling everything. So by the end, everything is perfect and everything goes like we planned. So I think that's the thing I've learned, starting from how important product managers are, like how important it is to actually think about the feature you're working on, to actually plan out what the requirements are, and more importantly, really prioritizing the requirements and out which ones you're going to do when. And even following that, really working on your design really well and having that approved, having that seen by different people to make sure that you're not making mistakes in the design stage. And so by the end, when you're actually working on the implementation, and then finally when you're launching, you've caught everything before and you've planned everything before. So by the end, you can just relax and just enjoy your celebration for your launch, I guess. So hopefully from what I've learned for the past few years, I hope that I'll be able to share some of my experience with you, and that it will be helpful during this semifinal process. I'm really excited to get to meet you guys and to hear more about your really interesting ideas. I guess that is it for me. Thank you.
All right, we'll definitely have a Q&A session at the end. So if you guys have questions for Lydia, perhaps make sure to raise that up at the end of the session. And up next, who is someone who is no different from where Lydia is positioned right now, I would like to invite another A2SV alumni from Google and a software engineer at alumni from A2SV and a software engineer from Google. Antana Admasu to the stage.
Hi everyone. Hi. It's really nice meeting you here. I'm Antenna. I go by Ante at Google, so because apparently they can pronounce my name right. So you can call me Ante or Antenna anyway. A little bit about myself. I joined A2SV the same time as Lydia, 4 years ago, I think. And when I joined, I said this many times, but joining a top tech company was like a far-fetched dream, and it was just there to, as a catchphrase to attract people. But I really liked the syllabus. I was really interested in data structure and algorithms. So I said, why not give it a shot and see where this takes me? So fate loves irony. So I finally landed at Google as an intern first in 2021 summer internship. I worked in Google Ads, and that was a really good experience. And I succeeded in converting to a full-time offer, and I joined Google after I graduated. Now I work in Google Android backup and restore team. I'm part of that team which restores every data you had in your previous phone or device to have a seamless transition when you get a new device. So that's it in short, but there's a lot more to it. So I was really excited as Lydia when I first saw the announcement on LinkedIn about this hackathon, and I learned that we're trying to stay up to date with the current technologies and see how we can do in Africa in relation to this generative AI, because we know this is a trending topic, and we're not just following it because it's trending. We believe that this can make a huge impact, and we have started seeing those impacts worldwide. And Africa is no different. I joined Google, and I've had the chance to interact with some Googlers from all over the world, Africans, Europeans, and Asia, are all over the place. And I've seen that the potential we have here is no different than what they have in there. A2SV had some slogan. I don't know if it's being used these days, but we used to say, talent is everywhere, but opportunity isn't. And one thing I've learned at Google is that this phrase, this slogan is absolutely right, because the only difference we have between European students or students all over the world with better access to education is the opportunity, not really the talent. So I've had the chance to interact with some of you here in Group 2, Group 3 students, and my colleagues in Group 1, and we have everything that takes to achieve what we think is achievable by other students and engineers all over the world. So I hope this hackathon will prove my point, and we can do some impactful things from it. I was going over the list of the semifinalists yesterday to pick a team actually, but I saw the projects there, and they're really exciting. I can't wait to see which of this would be the finalists, the top 8. But I can guarantee you that all the 32 teams are really great, but apparently we have to choose at the end of the day. So all teams are really great, but this is going to be interesting. So I finally picked the team. I will check with my bandwidth and we'll try to add more, but for now I'll be advising one of the teams in I forgot the category, but it has to do with law, legal. Yeah. So I will try to provide what I can from what I've learned the past year. A little bit different from Lydia. Say I've been in a fast-paced environment where we had to launch features urgently, where there is some pressure from leadership to launch some features and put it to the end users very fast. So I've seen how engineers, program managers, product managers, and designers interact to actually make this feature delivered to the users. So I hope to provide that insight to the team I'm advising and other teams I interact with to actually go through this processes and finally launch the product, because it's really tricky because you want to make it as good as possible, and that may mean adding more features, having more quality, and at the same time, time is a big constraint. And having a very good half-baked product is not as good as having a very finished and meticulous small product. So you have to find the right balance between these two. That's the tricky part. I'm still learning, but I have seen how some of the product managers handle it there. So I hope to provide that. It was really interesting meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Auntie, for the insights. And that was really insightful, actually. I'm pretty sure you guys have taken a few things, and it would be really nice to also have Antenna on board as one of our advisors. And if we don't have any questions, we can progress to our the next point on our event today. It's going to be the best practices. I would like to invite Emre Varol, our CEO and founder, again, since he has had exposure with top tech companies like Google and Databricks. Like I mentioned earlier, pretty many best practices he can impart on us. Emre, please take the stage.
Thank you very much, Takim. So throughout my career in Silicon Valley at top tech companies over 8 years, there is one thing that I have learned, which is very important. We don't know what we don't know. So I want everybody to think about that. When you don't know what you don't know, you also don't know how important is the knowledge that you are missing is. For that reason, my number one recommendation as a best practice is utilizing the feedback that you are going to receive by your advisors. Why? These advisors are working at the world's top tech companies, working with the brilliant minds all over the world to build products that are scalable, that are solving real-world problems and used by millions, and in some scenarios by billions of people. And this exposure helps them to see how processes help. If you remember, Lydia mentioned that when they have made the launch, she was expecting for the moment something is going to break. Oh, I'm going to receive a notification, there is this bug that you have to deal with the fire. But she actually has realized that this didn't happen. Why? Thanks to the processes that were followed. For that reason, I would like to remind all of you, all our participants, these advisors are not telling you random stuff. They speak by experience. Therefore, definitely utilize their feedback. This is very important for the success of your projects. Number two, this is a team game. That's why we even formed teams for individual participants. Because if you want to go fast, you may go by yourself. But if you want to go long, then definitely have a team that you can rely on, as you guys have already done. So collaborate with your teammates. Do not think that you can do this by all. You need their expertise, you need their help, you need their contribution. So remember, or do not forget, this is a team game. So number three, we are not here to make products that are going to change the world in 2 months, guys. So by November, what do we want to see is not complete enterprise level quality, but we want you to build functional prototypes. So what is a functional prototype? Functional prototype is a technology that anybody can engage with. This can be a website, this can be a mobile app, this can be a Telegram or WhatsApp bot that people can interact with and they can get the utility what you are offering. So this doesn't have to be scalable. We don't want to see millions of people on your product in November. This is not realistic. And that's not the goal. So what do we want to see? We want to see a functional minimum viable product. So what is a minimum viable product? Like I like to give this analogy a lot. So think about two types of water bottles, guys. Can I actually get them? So I want you to see these two bottles. So let's compare them. On the left hand, I have this plastic bottle, which doesn't have a cap. It doesn't have any brand name on it. This can hold the water inside. So if my task is to have some drinking water and carry with myself for a few hours in the building, this is going to do the job. And look at this bottle. It's produced by a better quality material. It has a cap, so I can carry it different places without having the risk of getting some dust in it or pouring it by mistake. So when I compare these two bottles, if they are the same price, I would always go with this one. So this is a minimum remarkable product because it's not just solving my problem, it actually has some other features which is making it very useful and appealing. So if I have to choose between these two, I will go with this one. But remember, to be able to produce this one, first, you have to go through this way. First, you have to know how you are going to solve this problem in the minimum manner. So this is a solution. This is not the most beautiful solution. You can do a lot better than this. But this is what we want to see in 2 months because this is a very limited time, guys. You have only 6 weeks. So can you do the bare minimum and show the world that it is very useful to apply generative AI in your domain? Yes. Is it going to be scalable? Is it going to be remarkable? Not necessarily. So remember, a solution is a solution. So keep your focus on the minimum viable product. And finally, ensure that your checkpoints are going to be submitted on time because, as Behmet mentioned, we want to keep all these projects alive till the end of the semifinal. At the same time, we need to see consistent progress. This is very different than the schoolwork that we do, guys. It's not like after 2 months we have a deadline and you can do everything in the last couple of days. No. It's not going to work that way. We need to see consistent progress. And for that reason, you are supposed to submit your checkpoint submissions on time. Because in case we don't see consistent progress, your project is going to be dropped early on. So be very communicative, dedicate some regular time. If something is important for you, you can dedicate at least 1 hour per day. And this is what we are asking you to do. Dedicate at least 1 hour per day so that in the span of 6 weeks, we can complete these minimum viable products and show the potential of generative AI for Africa to the world. Thank you very much. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Emre. So like I mentioned earlier, if you guys have any questions about what Emre highlighted, please feel free to raise it up on the Q&A session at the end of the event. Yes. Okay, now the prizes, something that you guys are all familiar with, but now there's going to be an addition to it. So I would like to invite Behmet again for the prizes, and he will give us a brief overview of what to expect. And Behmet, come to the stage.
All right. To give you a quick overview about the prizes, as we have stated this previously in our quarterfinal kickoff and also on our website, the winner of this hackathon will win $10,000, and the runner-up will get $6,000, and the third place will get $4,000. So these are not just the prizes. We have also $10,000 prizes across 4 categories. So you don't have to be in the top 3 projects in order to win these prizes. So the first track is the Best Technical Implementation Award. So across these top 8 projects, the one that have the best technical implementation will get the chance to win $2,500. So yeah, like I said, you don't have to be the top 3 projects to win awards and prizes, but you can also get more than 10,000 by winning the hackathon and also by being the best across these 4 tracks. So the first one, as I just mentioned, is the Best Technical Implementation Award. The second one is the Most Potential for Positive Change Award. So the project that has a huge impact or that have a huge potential for positive change will win this track as well. The third track is the Best User Experience Award. So projects that have developed that have implemented their project to have the best user experience regarding, like, it could be the UI and also the general user interaction with that platform. So having the best user experience is also one of the tracks. The last one is cross domain collaboration. So this award, this track acknowledges teams that effectively combine generative AI techniques with expertise from different fields. So projects that have kind of combined generative AI with different area of the economy or with different areas will be the winner of this award. So the prizes are not just in money. We have, as I told you earlier, prizes in kind. The first one is the media coverage. We'll be inviting top medias to the events of the finale. So your project will have the chance to be seen by people from all of the African continent, if not all of the world. So you'll get that media coverage. You will have the chance to present your project to potential investors. So we'll be inviting some investors during the grand finale as well. So while you are presenting your projects, you'll get the chance to be noticed by them. And if you have done a great job in your project, and if they are interested, you may get the chance to have an investor to your project. The third one is an instant A2SV admission for the winner of the project, the hackathon. So in general, to be admitted at A2SV, currently you have to pass through the community education pass that may take more than 3 months. So by winning this hackathon, you will get a shortcut route to A2SV admissions, and you'll get an instant admission to A2SV education. So this certificate of achievement will be giving a certificate for every project that have participated, starting from the quarterfinal, in the semifinal, and also the top 8 groups. So after the hackathon is completed, we'll be distributing those certificates so that you can attach this to your resume or to anything that you would like to show what you have done for other people. So yeah, these are the prizes that you guys will be competing for. I hope you best of luck. Thank you.
Now I'm doubting, having second thoughts about why I haven't joined the hackathon myself. But yes, so with that, I think we have covered almost everything. And now I would like to invite Mr. Alper Gusher for our conclusive remarks. Mr. Alper is a founder and managing partner of Polygon Interactive, and he's also serving A2SV as head of communications, aka my boss. And yes, I would like to give the stage to Mr. Alper. Thank you.
Thank you, Dagim. It's great to be here, and it's thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Have a good morning. Thank you. I guess it's a wonderful time for anybody who is in the call, listening to me, listening to the previous speakers, and just being here is one of the most important points in your life. This is what I really think, because you are from Africa, and as the previous speakers has already told you, talent is everywhere, but the opportunity isn't. So this is a great opportunity for any of you to have a concrete movement to a better life. So basically, I'm very, very happy and eager. By the way, I am a jury member for the hackathon as well. So I would like to meet some of you probably in the grand finale in Ethiopia. Hopefully, we'll have some time to chat with each other. Now, let's start with some numbers game. You have seen that there are 40 projects, and out of these 40 projects, they are going to be selected to 8 for the grand finale, which is, in fact, is 20%. And from that, when you get the first prize, and you get the first, or let's say the second and the third prize, then 3 projects out of 40, which is almost around 7.5%. If it is a lottery, yes, it would be a very huge, I would say, rate of winning. But even if it is not a lottery, having the first place out of 40 projects is 2.5%, which is very high. Why I'm talking about this? Because this is not a lottery. This is something that you are going to achieve by yourselves, by your team. So when the projects are considered, the creativity, the innovation, everything is important. But other than that, the most important point of the process itself is the process. Almost everybody knows the famous saying from Einstein: genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. So basically, planning, timing, hard working, trying to make the things different and trying to make the things on time will be the most important part of your projects. As Emre said a while ago, it's important to repeatedly ask questions for the advisors, from the advisors. Take note of what they are saying, because they are talking with their experience. So basically, I would say, to make a long story short, there are hundreds of people who are going to be working with you throughout the process of this hackathon. You are very lucky to have a separate, dedicated advisor for your project and some other rotating advisors. So basically, with the committee, with the jury, with the advisors, with the mentors, there are hundreds of people working for you. But there is one more person who is going to do the job, and that is you guys. You are going to make the change, because people cannot help to somebody who doesn't help himself. Basically, be on time, concentrate on the project, and be resilient. You may have downfalls, but don't bother with them. They will pass. At the end of the day, you are running a marathon, and it's very important to be constantly sustainability and continuous in the process that you are making. Don't get bothered with the environment problems or the problems from the outside. As always, I would like to end my speech from my, I would say, mentor, who is lived, I would say, maybe 700 years ago, Rumi. He once said, "If everything seems dark around you, look again. You may be the light." Thank you, and see you in Ethiopia at the grand finale. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alper, for sharing that with us. That was very insightful. And yes, and now we can have our Q&A session in place. I would like to mention that we have all of our guest speakers, and including our CEO, founder, and hackathon organizers here with us. So if you guys have questions for any of the people who presented today, please make sure to raise them up now.
Thank you very much, Dagim. So team, like we have all the presenters here. Feiruz, she's our head of community education, also our head organizer for the event. We have Lydia, former A2SV alumni and current software engineer at Google. Baimlet, another community head of education and head organizer for the event. And Antti, who is a software engineer and A2SV alumni. So if you have any questions about the event or about us, this is your chance. Yes, Isaac.
Are there going to be more advisors?
So the question is, are there going to be more advisors? Yes. So currently for the dedicated advisor pool, we have about 25 people, which are choosing 1 to 4 projects. And we hope that this is going to cover, and depending on the, let's say, attention, we may even assign additional direct advisors. But for now, we guarantee that there will be 1 direct advisors. And we have a pool of advisors. So these are top tech experts from Silicon Valley. Some are A2SV board members, some are my former friends, or some are African diaspora that are currently locating in other countries, but who want to help the organization and event. So this pool of expertise is going to flow through our direct advisors. So we are going to source the ideas from these rotating pool of advisors, and then the feedback is going to be delivered through the direct advisors. So it's not just going to be one person that is helping you, but we are going to utilize the wisdom of crowd so that we can get the best results. Remote people, also feel free to raise your hand to ask a question if you have any. So any other questions, team? All right, looks like everything is clear. In that case, we wish everybody a best of luck, and the luck comes to people who are ready for it. Oh, William, yes, please go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So the question I want to ask is about for the teaching part of the A2SV hackathon. During this presentation of how the semi-final is going to be, like I didn't hear you guys specified how the coaching is going to be. Like what I heard was that the shortlisting is going to be based on what the advisors get from each team and submit to the judging jury. So I want to know, like, are we still going to pitch after working on our project for the semi-final? Thank you. That's the question.
So William, sorry, you were breaking up a bit, and like we didn't clearly capture the question. So feel free to write it on the chat window. But I'm just going to quickly summarize the process. So each project is going to be assigned a dedicated advisor, and you are going to be meeting your advisor regularly once a week. And in this meeting, you can bring your challenges, you can learn from the experience, and you can also get the guidance of the advisor. So like advisors, you can think of a teammate with very limited bandwidth. So they are not going to be helping with the technical development. At the same time, they are going to contribute with their ideas, and you can source any type of, let's say, knowledge by asking questions. And when it comes, I also heard something about pitching. So when it comes to pitching your projects, that is going to happen in the grand finale. So like by the end of the semifinals, we can also have presentations. At the same time, the real pitching is going to take place in the grand finale, because we are also going to have some African VCs, which are going to have an eye on these the grand finale. So you're not just going to be winning the prizes that we are offering. At the same time, through the other attendees of the finale event, you are going to get exposure to potential investors. And can be another way of taking advantage of this organization. So I hope this answers your question, William. If not, please feel free to write in the chat window. So now we see the written question. Will there be pitching after working on the project alongside assistance from the advisors? And the answer is yes. Thank you. All right, team, are there any other questions? Remote people, on-site people? Yes, Rashid. Please go ahead. Rashid, you are muted. So feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning from here. Are you with me? Can you hear me? All right, let me go on. So, like,
yes.
Hello?
Yes, we do hear you, Rashid. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. All right. I want to ask, like, can we still add new features to what we submitted before based on our solution? Like, maybe we'll later come up with some new idea. So that is not part of the solution. That is not part of the feature we already submitted in our proposed solution before. So can we still go ahead to add such features as we are building for the semi-final now? Thank you. That's my question.
So Rashid, the question, sorry, again, network issue, we didn't hear you clearly. Like William, feel free to write it there. But if I get you correctly, it is about the scope of the project. So feel free to make new refinements on your project idea. Like obviously, we don't want you to change your idea after this stage because you have proceeded with the idea in hand as well. At the same time, when it comes to clarifying which features are going to be part of your MVP, this refinement process is going to take place during the semifinals. Therefore, initially in the earlier points, you are going to see that we will get more information about what you have in your mind. And definitely, we highly encourage all the participants to connect with the real stakeholders. If you are doing something about agriculture, get connected with farmers. If you are doing something about healthcare, get connected with doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers so that you can understand the problem better. And this new information, obviously, is going to help you refine your project even better. So you shouldn't change your idea because you proceeded with the ideas. At the same time, now the ideas have very, let's say, large boundaries. And they have to be more refined and they have to be more laser focused. And this is going to happen in the earlier stages of the semifinal. I hope this answered your question, Rashid. If not, feel free to write it in the chat window. So I see 2 more questions in the chat window at the moment. And if there are no other people, we can proceed with those questions. So like Anas asked, what happens to the remaining 32 projects after the semifinals? Well, we highly encourage you guys to go after these projects. Like the reasons we have limits because of the budgetary constraints and the space limitations. We believe in the potential of all these projects. So if your idea doesn't make it to the final, this doesn't mean that it's not high potential. It's not feasible to turn it into real world solution. And through our means, by giving you advice, by connecting you with potential interested stakeholders, including investors, we will continue empowering your ideas in case you want to continue and make it a real world solution. So just because you couldn't make it to the finals doesn't mean that there is no potential in your project, and we will continue supporting you in other means. Because at the end of the day, the more the merrier. If we see more real-world solutions coming out of this organization, this event, this is going to be better for us and for our continent. So David has a question. Our team has 3 members. How should we go about the process of maybe including more members? As I could note that most teams have 5 members. So you can directly reach out to our organizers, because there was a period where you were allowed to add new members. I'm not sure if the window is closed. Feiruz, is it still open to add new members?
So once they finalize their members the past weekend, the deadline was like past Monday, but we will extend it to the first checkpoint submission, so that you guys need to advise your team members till the first checkpoint submission and submit to us your new team members, because we won't be allowing any more team additions after their own. The rule is you can add only 1 more team member from your team, and if you're having issues and if you're still understaffed with 1 more team member, reach out to me on Discord or WhatsApp. I'll be leaving my contact info on the chat box later on, and yeah, we'll discuss on the other, on the more solutions on that matter. But the rule is you can add 1 more team member to your groups so far.
Thank you very much, Feiruz. Next question is coming from Samson, and he says, we are working on education-based project. I saw we have been listed under agriculture. So Samson, it must be a mistake if your project is about education. Like we have been putting many projects to the categories, so it's just a honest mistake. Sorry for that. You are very welcome. And let's see the queue. I see Rashid, your hand is still up. Do you have another question? So are there any other questions, remote attendees? All right. Also in-person attendees? Looks like we are done. Well, everybody, thank you very much for your time and attention. This was a very pleasant event, and this is just the beginning. And in 2 months, we are going to show the world what kind of potential we have in hand in Africa as young technologists. Thank you very much, everyone, and hope to see you in the future events. And if you have any other questions, guys, we have our communication channels open. You can reach out to us through the WhatsApp group, Telegram group, Discord, email, in any means. We are here to support you. Thank you, and see you.